Grab your cup.
Pull up a seat.
You're now tuned in to Conversations Over Coffee. We're your host. I'm Ron.
And I'm Toya. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to our last episodes. If you haven't checked us out, you can check us out on YouTube. We post the episodes for our podcast there. We also are on all of the social media channels, TikTok, Instagram. We've just signed up for Spotify, so check that out.
And 2 episodes are uploaded already.
Yes, they are.
The rest will be coming soon.
Mm-hmm. So again, we do expect to expand our platform. So again, we will keep you posted on basically our YouTube page, and you can check out underneath in the description sections for any updates that we have to make.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what are we drinking on?
So would you like to start?
I'll start to start.
Okay.
I am sipping on some Texas bourbon. This is still Austin cask strength bourbon. Comes in at 116 proof. I do like to sip this one with a little bit of ice in my cup. Kind of opens it up a little bit and lets you really enjoy that flavor of the bourbon.
Mm-hmm. I'm sipping on wine today. So this is from, what is the name of this is from First Leaf. We did mention this in the last episode as well. So again, we do have a subscription to this. We get a set amount of bottles, and you get to pick how often you get your deliveries. So today I am sipping on Vino Tinto, and I am not good with the whatever this Mercedes Carme. Yes. So this
anybody can help us with our I don't know if that's French or Italian or whatever. But
actually, and this comes with your wine. So I do have a little description of it. It's from Spain. Yeah. So this is it says oak rules the nose of this wine. So this is a classic nutmeg and vanilla aroma. So your palate will have balanced acidity and whatever that is, So
this thing does come in handy though, because it does give you like potential food pairings with it.
Yeah.
Like what it may taste like. Like Toya will tell you.
This pairs with flank steak, baked pastas, hearty soups, smoked pork shoulder if you're a pork person, black cherry are the notes, cola, and pomegranate. And then it also has a little QR code where you can, find out about your wine. So that's enough about my drink. But
that's good though.
It is.
If you guys haven't checked out First Leaf, go check it out. If you guys are wine people, they send you a variety. You can go in there and pick like they ask you like your flavor profile, like your preferred wines. If you're a red or a white, dry, sweet. So you can go in there and set your profile up, and then they'll send you stuff based on your profile and what you created. Yeah. Great thing if you're a wine person.
Yeah, I do like it.
And the prices aren't too bad either.
Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah. Very reasonable.
Yep. Also, album cover. If you've checked out this one, you guys might not get this one. Not that you guys won't know who it is, but I think this is like a promotional.
If you can see it, we'll post it on our on the channel as well.
Right.
After this episode, we always post what record it was. So check out the snippets of this episode so that you can put your choice in the comments, even on our YouTube page. But
this
it'll
be a YouTube short too, usually.
Oldie but goodie.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell them too much.
Mm-hmm. Let me stop right there.
Yeah, I know.
Stop right there.
Oh. She got some hits though. She got some hits.
Yes, she do. Yes, she do.
And then the album cover from last week. Let's see. This is a little bit of a controversial one. Let's see. Toy really didn't want to put this one up there, but only Kanye album I listened to, College Dropout.
But yeah,
we did get somebody in the comments get it right. We had somebody guess.
Who it was,
so. I'm not sure. I can't remember either. But it was on our YouTube page. They did guess that it was Kanye, College Dropout.
Yeah.
To me, his only, I mean, he's got hits, but that's the only album I listen to.
I like Kanye. You know, that's to say it's a love and hate relationship. Sure. So, sure. But he got some hits, and you know, you just have to roll with them sometimes.
Most definitely.
So let's get into today's topic, and what is that?
Today's topic is social media. Yeah. So, social media has come a long way. You know, we're Gen X people, so. You know, when we first started seeing, when was the first social media? Probably like early 2000s.
I'm gonna say
maybe late 90s,
late
maybe
90s, early 2000s.
I mean, like late 90s, early 2000s. But you know, we started out with like MySpace, Black Planet.
Was there anything else? I don't even know.
I think there was like a couple other ones, but nothing like no major ones like those.
Yeah.
And they kind of were more of like a text app where you can just post like what you were thinking.
Yeah, pictures and just communicate with that, and even probably not even video, you know, and what can we post now?
It's come so far. Yeah, you can pretty much do whatever you want on social media now. We've come a long way.
A lot.
Yeah, so we're gonna go over social media today. Some of the things that we're gonna talk about through social media is like the pros and cons of social media, like what are the good and the bad things about it. We're gonna talk about some of the relationship things that have to do with social media. Y'all be getting in trouble. Cut that out. The male and female presence on social media. We're going to talk about how social media helps with entrepreneurship.
Yeah, your business hustle.
Yeah. You know, everybody's an entrepreneur nowadays. So how does social media play a role in that? We're going to go over like a little bit of like, do people get validation and feel self-worth from what they post on social media, stuff like that. And then we're also going to go into the mental health and do you guys take a break from it?
Right.
Like what we would call detoxing.
Right.
Yeah,
detox
for sure.
From,
you know, so do we do those things? You know, those are some of the things we're going to talk about today. Yeah. And the first thing we're going to talk about is some of the pros and cons. You know, do you guys share too much on social media?
Yeah.
Are we putting too much of our personal life on social media? You know, what's some of the pros and cons to that stuff?
Yeah, I think there's quite a few pros and cons. For me, one of the major questions, I guess, to pose is, again, like you said, are we sharing too much on social media? And then, you know, what's too much?
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, like for example, you know, like posting our kids, you know, we both have, you know, grandkids.
Right.
I think our kids are all of our kids are of age where they can control their social media, manage well. But, you know, even we've had conversations about the grandchildren getting on just even, you know, just the phone, having a phone, period, but having access to, you know, the content of social media because there's so much out there and exposure for them.
Yeah, because even though, you know, it's, you know, they try to say it's monitored, but I mean, it's really all types of stuff on there. And how do you...
it's definitely not monitored. Unless I feel like the parent sets it up where, you know, there's parental control.
Right.
So, you know.
Now, that's a good question, though, because I don't even know that. Do they have, like, does, like, Facebook have, like, a parental control on there where you can...
Well, number one, you know, I feel like they shouldn't be on, you know, even, you know, Facebook.
I mean, I think there's an age limit, but obviously they don't verify your birthday, so you can just put whatever birthday you want in there. But, you know, are there some type of parental controls? I know I have heard of people, I think they were talking about work about one time where, like their child had been doing a lot of stuff on their social media, and then they actually got a thing that they were going to close their social media down because they felt that they were a kid. I can't remember what app it was, but I have heard people talk at work about how, you know, they do stuff like that where if they see, you know, that you're just a 10-year-old kid posting all the time, that they're going to be like, you know, you're too young to be posting, and they might shut down that app.
Yeah, well, that's to say, you know, everything's heightened now, even with security and things. So I guess even with that, you know, you kind of get into the privacy manners. But
right.
Even with posting, our grandkids on social media, me, with just posting content all the time.
Yeah.
Me, Facebook, I'll probably, be more lenient to posting, but like even TikTok, I posted videos and I've taken them down because I'm just like, oh my God, that's so open to the world, I don't know. It's just kind of scary. Yeah. Anybody could be, what people imagine nowadays is scary.
No question.
And do.
Yeah.
So, I don't know about that.
Yeah. And again, I think that, obviously everybody looks at it differently. Me, I post whatever.
Yeah.
My grandbabies have been on my Facebook page.
Yeah, no.
And it's even gotten to a point though, like Destiny will be like, if you guys are gonna share the girls on Facebook, just kind of give me a heads up and let me know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and again, you gotta respect that, that they're, they my grandbabies, but that is their parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's kind of like that privacy thing where we get into, and again, how much is protected there. Yeah. One of the reasons why even Facebook, we got on the subject, because here just not too long ago, Facebook put a disclaimer out that, you had to, decide if your pictures, it was a possibility that they could be used for public use.
Right.
So again, what if you did not, go through with the steps with, making sure that was checked out,
right?
And your stuff is exposed, and if you expose your kids, so again, it's a rabbit hole that you go down.
No question.
But yeah, with the notion you said with Destiny, again, you always have to consider the other person as well, because again, our grandchildren are other people's, children, and we have to respect. So you kind of got to think about, again, what are you posting and putting out there?
And then the other thing too is like, when you think of the pros and kind of like, what's the pros of you posting, like us posting our grandbabies? You know what I mean? Like, what's like for me, like I have a brother in Virginia. I have a best friend that lives in Canada. I have another really good friend that lives in Arizona. So like for me, it's more so of a way to share them growing up with my family or extended family, so that they can kind of see, because they're not here every day, so they can kind of see them. It's kind of an easy way to share. I guess the bad thing about that is that if like I have a public profile, I have like 20,000 followers.
Yeah.
So now all 20,000 of you have access to pictures of my grandbabies.
That's another thing.
So those are some of the things that, we kind of got to consider. And like the way I use social media, I always think of it. And Toya and I was having a discussion the other day about it. I kind of look at it as just a way to kind of, follow along and see what's going on in people's lives that it's more so to me like I don't know, just kind of a way to stay up with people touch. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't look at it like that.
Yeah, stay up on, the now, what's going
for sure.
on.
Yeah.
So again, I guess I would say like, different platforms are for different things. It's for posting. Yeah. Facebook to me would be more centered around, family, friends oriented things. And then you got Instagram.
Yeah.
That's more of a photo type, where you only post photos, not, or
little videos
reels,
and stuff
but
like that.
Again, you got to figure, it started from more of a photo platform.
Right.
So again, they're all different and, do different things.
So what do you think some of the like major cons of social media is?
Some of the major cons I would say is, for me, would be, again, just the privacy part of it. Again, sometimes I always think twice after I post something on, even some of the aspects we're going to talk about on the levels here. One of them, getting into the next topic that we do, which is a great question that you asked me, because again, I'll just kind of mention the next subject. going to be getting into is kind of, you know, like relationships. Yeah. So again, I always kind of consider, you know, what I'm posting. I have, you know, children. So we both have children, you know. Right. So again, what am I posting that my children may end up seeing? So that's kind of one of the cons of just everything. You're putting yourself out there for everybody.
Yeah, I think that one of the other major cons is that you get a lot of internet tough guys. You get a lot of people that think they tough on the internet and they want to say whatever the hell they want to say.
Say what they want to say.
You know what I mean? And Toya, we just had, you know, we got a really good we got some good interaction with one of our short videos on TikTok. And you know, it had to do with flat Earth.
It did. One of our episodes, and go check it out. We're getting a lot of feedback from this episode, Sister Bae.
For sure.
So again, getting into the comments that we've been getting, Ron did make a disclaimer on the first. We're not trying to be, you know, but again, Aries.
Y'all know the rule.
You know, we're not gonna. He threw no shade my way, but don't throw no shade to my man.
I feel her, but I'm telling y'all, and I tell her, I can deal with it. Y'all say what y'all want. Off limits. Period. So, getting back to the comments though, like, you know, some of the things that, you know, people saying that I'm closed-minded. Yeah. People saying that I'm a clown. Mm-hmm. You know, and to me, it's funny. I don't take none of that stuff serious. Yeah. To me, I kind of laugh of it. And Toya's like, oh, I'm about to get on there. I'm about to say something. I'm like, no, let me deal with it. Let me handle it. You know, but that's kind of some of the bad things you're going to have to deal with, is because you get ignorant people that say things that, you know, again, we can have a discussion. You can disagree with me. I don't have a problem with that. Anytime I disagree with you, anytime we have a discussion, my main thing is always just show me the evidence. Show me what your evidence is.
Because that's what I'm getting to. You know, this is a podcast, and we're going to have some debatable topics.
No question. We go debate on all type of stuff.
Right. So I think actually we've already prepared ourselves for what type of, we're on social media. So again, I will get into this a little bit later, but you know, again, we have several social media accounts that we'll be talking about. And sometimes we post things that have went viral, and, you know, we've answered hundreds of comments, and you know, you just got to kind of pull yourself back from it, because you can dive in, and when you get, you know, comments that are derogatory or whatever, you know, you just really want to go in on them. So
if you take them serious, you know,
sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
You know, if you take them serious, and then I'm not gonna lie, you know, there's times that I want to say certain things, and then, you know, I go type it out. Then you start reading through it and be like, yeah, let me not say that. Let me not say that. delete, you know. So again, you know, I think that's one of the other big cons. If you don't prepare yourself for the ignorance that's out there, you know, you can really get yourself to a point where
you get set off. You know, you just get set off.
You get frustrated. You want to get mad. You want to, you know, fight people, you know. So, you know, these internet tough guys, you know,
it's bullying.
Laugh at them.
Bullying as well. You know, you face a lot of things on social media. That's one thing. You know, when you get to the commenting, putting yourself out for bullying things. Right. So again, there was, you know, something just out, you know, I won't even mention it, but on we're all on social media. Something happens every day, but there was just a bullying situation that ended in a tragedy. Yeah. But the thing about social media is hopefully we learn from things that we see, because number one, it's all out there. You know, it's like the news, world news for us. Basically, that's what I use it as.
And I've told you, you know, many a times that, you know, I definitely kind of use that as my news of the world. Yeah. And again, not that that's the only way I get, like I see things and then I go research it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not like I just listen to what's going on. If I see something that catches my attention, but it's kind of questionable, then I'm going to go and I'm going to do some research on it, and I'm going to find out what's going on.
And you have to.
Yeah,
you have
for
to.
Sure.
Because again, we got in at the last podcast about, you know, AI was, you know, it's just so many new things. And what's on social media right now, that falls in the category of just, deceptive things and fake and real, fake news, real news.
Right.
Because that's all a part of social media.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. So let's get into this next subject a little bit.
Okay.
Relationships on social media.
Relationships on social media.
So like, let's start with probably the most common fight. Like, is liking posts, is that like something that is worth turning into a fight? Like if you like a post, like if, I just heard something on Facebook the other day, and there was a lady that was saying that if her man like a post, it's a wrap. We fighting, all this other stuff, because that's a sign of disrespect. He flirting with another woman. Do you feel that that's true? Like, is liking a post that serious?
It's liking a post that serious. Well, again, it all depends on the maturity of the person that you're with, for one. Because you can get an immature person, or just not a person to a certain level of maturity where, they're going to be, suspective on everything.
Yeah.
But again, I think we talked about this kind of before, just about sometimes you really can't read what that heart is. You can't tell. I don't know. You
talk about like the intent of it.
The intent of the like.
Right.
So again, it's about knowing your partner. For me, again, it's hard to decipher. It's hard to decipher, but you just have to have trust in your partner, because again, you can't really tell what the like is. If your relationship is, again, one of those where you don't have a trustworthy partner, then I can see why you looking at every post trying to, see, what's being liked.
For sure.
But it's all about respect.
Yeah. And I think that like, even like, my perspective on it has changed a little bit, even from like when we talked the other day about it.
Yeah.
Like my original thought is that, social media is there for us to kind of for me, like it's more of like a support thing when I like a picture or a video or something. Now again, that depends on the type of picture it is. Well, if I go out there and I like a picture of a woman in all lingerie, all her stuff out, that's different. But what I'm talking about is if, like, my dynamic, my circle, I have a lot of female friends. I've associated with a lot of women. So again, when I'm liking somebody's picture, for me, it was originally a support thing.
Yeah, it better be a support.
But like when we after we talk, like I kind of understand too, like the aspect of it from, you got to see it from your partner's point of view too. And again, this is why I think it's important that you have discussions with your partner as well.
Definitely.
The more and more I think about it, to me it's not a big deal. And I tell you, and she'll tell you, I tell her all the time, I don't care what you post. As long as you ain't out there showing your body, you ain't in lingerie.
Right.
Like if you want to show, she got a little, little rump shaker there. You know what I mean? So if you turn to show the curves, I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean?
For me, again, as far as that goes, and I did touch, if you go back to the beginning of the conversation, you asked me about that, and I kind of came and jump to the relationship part. For me, again, all things are to be considered. We are in a relationship. No I'm going to think about you first. I'm going to think about what is my partner going to consider. What is he going to think of that picture, or what type of picture it was. If I was wearing revealing stuff, out there, I have people, who, even on our social group, on our social pages, that follow even both of us. So again, I wouldn't want, your friends seeing me, out there all out like that.
Let's be honest though. And we talked about this when we talked about it. Let's be honest. I don't care what you post, how you're dressed. You can be in a hoodie, baggy sweatpants. There's gonna be some men out there that are going to like what they see.
No,
they're going to say something or DM you regardless. I guarantee you that a bunch of men have tried to DM Toya. I guarantee it. Not only that, I'll be willing to bet money people I know have DM Toya. And again, I don't have an issue with that because I'm secure with our relationship.
Well, same vice versa.
Yeah, my thing,
everything goes both ways.
And I say that just to point out that it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't matter what you're wearing to an extent. There's gonna be men out there and women.
Yeah,
there's gonna be men and women out there that are gonna find you attractive and don't care what your situation is, and they're going to reach out.
So that brings me to, again, in a relationship, there should be boundaries set. There should be communication. No, you should know where you are with social media. Again, so then that gets to kind of how do you use social media as a couple,
right?
So like I would say, you start setting the boundaries and tone for that. For me, it's obvious, when if before the relationship starts, of course, you have different type of fee, you post different type of things,
right?
But again, when you get in a relationship, again, that's all about that consideration and thinking about your partner. You pull back from posting certain things more relative, and then you start posting things more relative to your partner. So again, that kind of sets the tone for your page. Number one, again, your following knows that, okay, this person's in a relationship. I don't feel like you got to go close as far as joining accounts, but again,
that's okay too.
Have accounts. We have accounts that are joint.
Yeah, we have a couple of accounts.
We have our Perfect Us on TikTok. You guys can go check that out.
Right.
Where we just post our day-to-day, it's like a life blog for us.
Exactly.
So we post stuff about our businesses. We post stuff about our lives. We post funny stuff, travel, a lifestyle blog kind of.
Right, exactly.
Right. Yeah. And then we have our, more personal pages.
Right,
we'll get into that, but still, using it in a manner where you set the tone for what it is, and then once you're in a relationship, just really respecting your partner,
right?
So
one of the things we kind of mentioned the other day too, and just touching on the couples pages.
Yeah.
Do you? Because I think that we had mentioned that we had heard that there are couples that get a joint page and then close their individual pages out. Like, where do you feel like, how do you feel about that?
Again, it's all about, again, the communication. I would say either there is a need to, or there's not a need to, or either there's a mutual agreement that this is what we're going to do. So again, I know a lot of married couples do that. Again, it's about protection. It's about, again, still protecting your relationship. Unfortunately, we're just the way the world today, you have, just like you said, just talking about, people will slide in the DM. There's always going to be someone trying to step in. I wouldn't say always, but you never know.
Yeah.
But again, if you know your partner, and the amount of respect they have for you, then you're confident that, again, they're going to know how to handle the situation,
right?
Respect you in the process of doing that.
Yeah, I always tell Toya, like, and I've always been like this, I'm gonna let you deal with it.
And how I deal with it seriously is just, again, I don't respond. Again, that a million DMs can come up inside of my, what is that? The messenger. But again, I see them when I go in, but do I respond? No, because again, it's just a void.
Yeah, and the other part of that is, like, even if you did respond, as long as there's no entertainment there, I have no issue. The other part of that,
my thing is that if they're putting a DM, it's a reason for a response. it's, you know, if I even respond, then, you know, that's gonna give an inkling of entertainment. So that's like opening the door. So again,
I can see that.
If I even give that any attention, then, you know, again, it's gonna be another response after that. And so that's gonna open a door.
And again, that, you know, that kind of opens me up, because honestly, I didn't think about it like that. And again, I guess the perspective of
you got
the male perspective,
trick, you know, the trick.
The male perspective of it, I didn't look at it from that point of view. And as a female perspective, I guess that, you know, you have to kind of look at that.
And that's just a fact of the matter. You know, if someone, like you said, you know, if they know that both of us have a page and they're sending hearts, if I respond, you know, if they're sending any type of message that doesn't align more so than a like, or googly eyes and this and that, then that means that you have a physical attraction, I feel. So again, that comes to set the tone with, again, what are you responding to this content out here? A like is a like. Hey, thumbs up. You said that, you know, you have a more supportive tone for your following and your friends. So again, it's all about still.
Yeah, no doubt.
Are you even respecting, you know, that this person's in a relationship? Because again, it's always going to be somebody who attempts.
No doubt. No doubt.
And there's no way to get around that.
And the other side of that too, again, is that yes, I allow Toya to handle it, but if it get out of control.
Well, again, I've never had to come to you about anything because again, my thing is just don't respond. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I have to even associate myself with anybody because I already know.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, how old are we? You know, we're not high school anymore. I'm almost, you know, I was almost going to get my age, but again.
I thought we stopped counting age at 30, man. What the heck?
I mean, we're just at an age where, you know, again, we know all tricks of the trade. You know, we have experience in relationships.
For sure.
We know how people are. So, you know, again, you just have to set the tone for, you know, your relationship and communication. And then it's all about respect.
One more question with the relationship aspect. So do you feel that social media hurts in particular relationships? Like, I've always said that for me, the biggest thing with social media is that it gives people access. You know, back in the day, you know, we didn't have internet, we didn't have that stuff. So we really only knew like our neighborhood people, our co-workers, the people we went to school with. We didn't have access to people in Ohio. Or, you know, Illinois.
I mean,
so, you know, how do you think that, you know, social media hurts relationships?
Again, if you use it properly, then no. Like I said, there's many different type of relationships. There's many different people dealing with many different types of scopes. It all depends on the work you put into the relationship because, again, everything I feel will never be, you know, isn't always going to be peachy. You'll run into things. But as far as helping, again, you know, if you're using it for positive things, if you're out there and, you know, again, if there's no shade with putting each of you out there. Because again, who are you ashamed? You're not hiding shit. You know what I'm saying? If it's only you, then okay, then that's questionable. So again, you have to show your partner that again, you know, you're in a relationship at least.
That their presence is known on your page. No, I think that it is though, because it don't have to be every post. You know what I mean? But your partner's presence should be felt in some way.
Like on Instagram, you know, for me, I'm not an any Instagram-y person. You know, I've never, been latched on to Instagram, but I mostly post me on, you know, I don't really post us on there because to me that's more so like a still kind of like a, I don't even if it sounds wrong. kind of like a selfie-ish type of.
Yeah, but again, I know that
I don't even know what to post on Instagram.
Yeah, but I know, really. I mean, but there are like when we go out.
Yeah, and then stuff of what's going on.
You post a picture of you, but I'm in it.
But how can I not post you because you're with me? You know, you're part of my life. But
that's kind of my point of it too. Like as long as your partner's presence, as long as the presence is felt, I think that you're fine.
And that's a good thing, you know, the presence. Right. You know, as long as your presence, if your partner's there. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of presence, let's talk a little bit about the male and female presence. You know, like are men and women judged differently? You know, for what they post on social media?
Yeah, I feel like definitely male and females are judged differently. I would say in what ways? Women definitely for everything in appearance, you know. They're going to be judged for what they post and what they wear. Yeah. I don't care how they got their hair, if they ain't put together.
Oh no. Yeah, women are definitely gonna be judged far more than men.
If they too put together, if they got too much on. Yeah. You know, it could be so many things with women. Yeah. For men, kind of same things, you know. But again,
I don't think
men, you can be out.
We can get away with a lot more.
You can get away with your chest out.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get away with a lot more than women.
Biker shorts on.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Ain't no man getting away with having biker shorts on. Hey, the internet is undefeated. They will clown your ass if you got biker shorts on and you're a man and you ain't biking. If you just stroll around in your biking shorts, you getting clowned. Believe that.
They're bringing them back. Because I hope they bring them back.
Biker shorts ain't never been in for men.
Oh, for men, for women? For women, I hope they bring biker shorts and t-shirts back.
I'm not going to lie.
It's back.
I used to wear biker shorts, but guess what? It was under them little ass track shorts that we had where we had to have something. Hey, we wasn't wearing no biker shorts with our junk just hanging out. No. No, ain't no man doing that just on the... No.
But yes, I do think that, you know, women are judged a little differently than men.
Yeah.
How I judge men, what they post, to me, we weren't going to discuss this, but I can't help it. I don't know. When I see a man kind of, you know, this would go for both ways because, again, you do get into like the thirsty type of person.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
You know, just gotta be thirsty.
Yeah, no doubt.
And just post, you know, and I'm like, what the, I don't know. If you're a male, I'm like, come on, goddamn, you got to post all these damn selfies of yourself.
But, hey, do the same with women.
So, God, I don't know.
Hey, I think that's one thing where men and women might get judged the same.
You post selfies.
Not very many, though.
No, I'm not saying that you post a lot. I'm saying you would post a selfie, but again, we're the same. You know, again, it's like a self-reflection thing to me. Yeah. Not like a vanity thing, even though women are more, vanity, because again, we post a lot more selfies. Because
I usually post a selfie when I'm bored at work. Yeah. If you ever see, most of my selfies are work selfies, or if we going out, maybe. But mine be from boredom.
I definitely think women are judged.
Yeah, women are definitely judged, but I think the other side of that too is that social media has made it more acceptable for women to be a little bit more revealing, than they might have been back in the day. And I think that men, we bad, man.
What?
Because like we really like men really hype that up to the point where, and we'll touch on this in business, but men have made it so that women can monetize their bodies now on social media.
Well, so now, I was gonna say, number one, let me go ahead. You can say now, but since we're talking about it, again for the lady, I'm really just tired of seeing. Ass all the time. And I'm a woman, I'm just tired of seeing it. I think that we need to go on a different look. If I'm talking to us Black women, specifically, just cover up a little goddamn bit, because I'm just going to be real,
I hear you.
Again, men like it,
it's not
women bodies are not shameful, but I'm just saying, you know, there's a, you know, again, start being classy. I'm just saying, where women are stepping to a point where the classiness is gone, and you can say what you want to say because I said it.
I agree with you, but the problem is that, like I said, it's gotten to a point where you can make a lot of money just by putting on a swimsuit.
Is that right?
It don't matter if it's right or wrong. The fact that you can make thousands of dollars a month.
That's besides the fact.
That's gonna, I mean, it's gonna, you know,
it's all people about respecting yourself.
But people are gonna take advantage.
Show some respect, my don't ya?
Everybody's respect is different, though. Mm-hmm. Like some people don't look at it as disrespect, you know. And again, that's just based on, you know, everybody's personal views and morals and stuff like that. Yeah. But I think that it's harder just because it's been able to be monetized.
Yeah.
And now you can have a hell of a living
for only, you know, for OnlyFans.
I mean, you look at somebody like Bernice Buegos. I don't know if I said that right. Bernice Buegos. She was a bartender at a strip club, and now she's a model. But like, she's making like millions of dollars. I don't know that she's ever been nude or anything, you know, but
look, if you want to do that, do that.
But shit. I'm just saying, I don't think she's ever been like nude. Like, she hasn't shown any like nude pictures or anything, but she's making a lot of money just by being a bathing suit.
It could be your profession, but again, as far as still, I'm just talking really. I don't want to get into, you know, what a woman chooses to do.
Oh, no doubt.
Kind of with, you know, it's all about image. And
for sure.
Again, there's far too many of a certain class of women, you know, meaning us Black women, who, again, you know, you get stereotyped, you know, certain ways, and
for sure.
You know, the infiltration of music, and you know, that kind of is an influence. And again, let's not forget the point of social media. It's about influence. So again, you get a title of influencer.
Yeah.
So number one, for the influencer, and we'll get into probably this a little bit, you know, in a minute, just on, you know, the purposes and uses for, so, you know, the social media, is that, you know, that's something to consider about, again, what are you putting out there? What type of influence? I feel like, you know, as people, you know, we're copycats, you know.
No doubt.
This is what social media is all about. You want to do the next trend.
Repeat what
you
happened,
know, and we'll get into that too. Just the craze of, you know, you see something that's trending, you got to jump on the trend. You know, you copy and you know, just really. We used to say, well, like perpetrating off the next, you know,
right?
No, but and then we get into, you know, really what is going to make you successful on social media, and that is your kind of authenticity, and we'll get into that.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of going into like the aspect of making money on social media, let's talk about social media's influence on entrepreneurship. You know, everybody want to be an entrepreneur now. You know, and we discussed this a little bit in one of our previous episodes. You know, and my thing is like, it's okay to call yourself an entrepreneur, but you still got to do the work. And if you're not going to do the work, you can call yourself an entrepreneur all you want to, but you ain't making no money.
Right. That's just having a business name, and it's just sitting out there collecting dust, and you're not using it to collect on it. But again, I feel like social media has evolved for a great tool for everyone to, you know, make money, put themselves out there, and, you know, just generate. And we can get into a few little things, but you know, I think that, you know, it's a real deal where you can make money, you know, as a content creator. You can, again, us, like we said, we just from looking at social media, and that's another thing, what are you retaining from social media? Again, I go over this with the kids all the time. You know, on my algorithm, on my feed, you know, you're going to see, and that's another thing. What are you training your social media to show you.
Yeah, because I don't think people really understand how that works.
Right. And you really have to understand the scope of things, because again, it is a it's data, is AI generated. The algorithm is really gonna feed back to you what you're giving it.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like ChatGPT works as well. You're gonna really get back. You're going to get back the knowledge of what it's learning from you. It's going to learn, it's all, again, still programming.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
But again, we use social media for our personal, platforms. Again, we started businesses. We have our t-shirt brand.
Hoodie brand.
And guess what? This was just from our idea of seeing how, t-shirts.
We was talking at a barbecue.
Yeah, we were, but again, the knowledge came through. We're really seeing that on social media, seeing that this was, how people got up and running. We learned about getting what type of t-shirt press, it's knowledge as far as what type of transfers. You can definitely go on there and learn all of that.
Hey, YouTube, listen, if you guys are starting a business, and you're not on YouTube researching how to make your business successful, start. YouTube, I mean, I taught myself how to tattoo on YouTube.
You know what I mean? It has to be kind of a self-learning thing. And again, like even with Hoodie Brand, you guys can go check that out.
For sure.
Hoodie Brand, for guys that know us, we did start a t-shirt brand, Hoodie Brand. Again, that's something that we post on social media. Then we get into learning how to market on social media, because again, once you do get a business, now it's not about just content. You have to know how to market. And I've been, and again, I'm in marketing. So again, I have the experience, but again, we both have talents where we do graphic design. I know, you've been touched in kind of, this a little bit, for some years. So again, we have the knowledge and experience, and, we're kind of putting our talents to use, with this while, this is, popular right now. So.
Yeah, I think that if you have a business today and you're not on social media, you're losing a lot of money.
Yeah, and we haven't even really, again, we have made money. And again, even with the t-shirt, go check out our Hoodie Brand channel. If you want to learn how to start your own t-shirt business, we have a PDF there and you can download that. This is what I'm talking about. You have to advertise your business. So again, we use our platform. Number one, we started a t-shirt business. We made sales from family and friends and the public. We market our t-shirt business on social media. We've even taken it to the next level, and we're able, once again, like on TikTok, if you do the work, you get over 1,000 followers, you get to post a link. Again, we have a link to generate us money as well. There's multiple ways to generate money.
Yeah, no doubt.
On TikTok.
Yeah, I think that, like,
and social media.
For sure. Social media, I think, gives us access. Again, you're going to hear me say this a lot about social. It gives us access. One of the things that, with that access, we kind of depend on our friends and family to support us with things.
We do.
That don't always happen. So if you guys are going to, get into social media and you're going to use your business and you're going to promote it, limit your expectations on how many of your friends and family are going to support what you're doing. Focus more so on what your job or what your business is. And promote your business as a business. Don't promote it as, hey, I need my friend, you're going to get your feelings hurt.
You will get your feelings hurt. And my thing is still too, again, you can't lose sight. Don't base your validation and self-worth just based upon somebody not liking, somebody not supporting us. But like you said, even with families and friends, and let's not even get
no doubt
there, because we know that we think family and friends are our biggest supporters. But again, don't act like you haven't seen one of your family and friends posts and you shun from it, because
no doubt.
But then you do have those supportive family and friends who support every
no
post,
matter what,
who like every post. And then for those family and friends, we all know that if you see another member or friend on social media, they are doing this for a purpose,
for sure.
So again, if their purpose, if they're out there making content, again, I always make posts on social media as well. Do I really got to get out here and act like a fool all the time just to get likes? Right. But there are people just like us who have purposeful, and I really think that's what content is all about.
Yeah, no doubt. Like even with my Facebook, like my Facebook page is monetized.
Yeah.
And it's generating money.
No, not like that.
But again,
you all find out how until you blow up.
Man, listen,
it's slow.
Yeah, it's a slow process. I mean, when I first got going though, I was making some, that. But I didn't know exactly how it worked, so that got shut down kind of quick. So I had to, because I didn't know how it worked. But again, you can monetize your Facebook page and get paid just off of your posts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So again, like I know people don't really think about it, but if you have a friend that's a digital creator on Facebook and they're posting something, you just liking that post helps them get paid.
Yeah. So again, my point, I was gonna, just kind of say that again, for family and friends, you are kind of hurting your fellow family member who's a content creator if you're scrolling through just out of you don't care, or oh, that's just her again out there, or him again, if you really are supportive, like the video when it scrolls through your feed, even if you don't really like it, it's someone who you care about, who's out here again trying to make you laugh, or give somebody some information or some value to their life. Like it, again, it's only gonna make, again, I mentioned this before, us grow, is going to make us produce more things that are valued to your life and make you laugh, or, it could be something you need to hear one day.
Yeah, for sure. And when you think about even when you break it down to generational, you know what I mean? So our generation, like I said, my page is monetized, but I'm not out there doing nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But there are people that's making a lot. I have, I go back to, I used to coach youth football, and there is a huge influencer right now that when I was coaching football, I coached his cousin. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to try and, use his name to grow or anything. But, I coached his cousin, and he is huge. I'm like, he's traveling the world, just being his authentic, silly, goofy self, doing silly things, he's huge.
Right.
So you guys can go out there, you younger people, if you have a personality, I will shout out one guy, 2 Live Ty. I went to school with his dad, we played football together. But he, he's kind of like a comedian type stuff. He does skits. He is hilarious. Some of his stuff is hilarious.
But then it's all about, again, like you said, collaborating.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, a lot of, and you had quite a few
I know
people who, again, even, just for both of us, people who support us, and they are also content creators. Just collabing with them. Even they supported our hoodie brand. So,
sure.
A lot of people supported that.
Tubi movie actors.
Definitely. And then we also, support them by, again, sharing their information and, sharing their posts as well. So,
definitely.
Again, it's a reciprocating thing.
No doubt.
for all of us.
No doubt.
But again, as far as validation, you can kind of lose sight sometimes trying to just go viral. So again, you have to kind of again find your purpose. And the term that they use in the social media world and content is your I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Your niche. Yeah. Yes, baby, you got that. Good. Your niche. So again, once you hone in on your niche, then you will kind of know the direction as you want to go. And Ron kind of knows that some pages I have not found my niche yet. And I will delete a whole channel and start all over again. And that sounds kind of psychotic.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That will hurt you too.
Yes, do not do that.
Because again, the more videos you post, they do track. If you're trying to get into any rewards programs, how long you've been on TikTok, how many videos you've posted as well.
If you guys are looking to make money on the internet, through social media, you guys have to go through and you have to read how to make money. Like you can't go on there and just think it's gonna happen. There's things that you like. For example, you can't go live on TikTok unless you have 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
So if you don't have 1,000 followers,
you can't be a TikTok creator unless you have 5.
5.
Yeah, 5 or
10,000. Oh no, you're right. 10,000. 10,000. 5,000 is the anyway.
Well, let's just even get to this, guys. Even with Conversations Over Coffee, we started a new TikTok channel, guys. Please go check out that channel and subscribe if you do like our content. Because again, we're trying to get to at least 1,000 followers. Because again, that opens the door for us to post more links, get more content out there. You'll be able to get access to all of our podcast stations and even more things that we have. Again, all of our businesses, and again, it helps. It opens the door. It opens the door.
With the validation and self-worth, do you think people post just to be seen and get that validation through social media?
And there are some people that post just to be seen. Again, don't forget the internet and social media is no different than anything. It's influential. Again, the next fad, the next trend. I know sometimes it's just like kind of growing up when you have the popular kids. So that's the same thing on social media. You're going to have the more popular influencers that they could do the same trend you get. But if you're not that look, if you're not as funny, believe me, you could post all you want to and you're going to get 0 views.
Yeah, for sure.
You kind of got to put effort in it. I wouldn't say where you are overly just setting up everything, but again, you gotta make it appealing to want people to watch it. Again, all that's going on through social media right now is follow my content, and I even made a post on this. Again, even for me, again, we could get a viral video to go viral and gain followers, but if I'm your follower and I'm on your page and I'm not seeing no content, what the hell am I following you for?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why am I throwing through your feet to see you not doing anything or just posting a selfie?
Right.
You could do that over there on Instagram.
For sure. Definitely. I think the other thing too is that through that process as well, people tend to lose their authentic self trying to go viral.
Yes.
So like you trying to do things that you're not comfortable with, but 2, it's just not you.
Yeah.
Like that's like me. Like I am opening up a little bit, I go and do a dance here and there, but for me to go and try and be a comedian, that's not what I do. You know what I mean? So make sure you're your authentic self. Do the things that you're comfortable with. Do your natural personality. you can make money on the internet being you. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta.
We've even stepped out and done things crazy. Like I posted things, singing. I posted me, and even not looking the best. You don't have to be. I try to be. Try the more you're out there.
Yeah.
I think the more authentic you get.
Right.
But again, I still try to keep it to a level where,
no question.
Again, it's just.
No question.
A comfortable level of how much you put yourself out there.
Right. For sure.
I mean, we're not starting. When we start a reality show, then that'll be a different thing, and you really can see everything. But no reality shows.
No, we get. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, we no. We're gonna keep
that could be in the future. Reality show. I've always wanted to do a reality.
Yeah, we
give us a call.
Don't. Y'all go see some stuff y'all don't want to see. Hey, never mind.
Okay. But then I would just say just talk about validation.
Yeah.
How strenuous it is to go viral. Yeah. This leads to what I would just say our mental health.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that again, if you're on TikTok, you definitely see the thing that says, you've been scrolling on TikTok for some time.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's time for you to take a nap?
Right. Yeah, I think that, it can definitely play into your mental health.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like if you don't, again, like you gotta, and this is just my opinion, like you have to approach it a certain way to where you're not, one, you have to take it serious, but you're not taking it to the point where it's affecting you to the point where you're getting depressed and disappointed.
Right. Yeah.
We all want to go viral. We all want to have that $10 million, that 10 million view clip, but again, if you don't get it, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
It is okay.
It's all right.
And then it's good to take a step back. I would say that, I'm a victim of, always constantly on social media. I don't watch too much TV.
Yeah.
So to me, that's my TV. But still, I remember when TikTok's been going through a lot. So even when TikTok went black for a while, that was kind of...
She deleted the app and everything.
Yeah,
I told her not to. I told her not to.
I deleted my app. I was done with it, you know. But again, I made a decision that, okay, I can live without it. This didn't define me. There's other things. There's probably going to be other apps eventually. This is just a trend now. There's been many other trends like TikTok or apps that have been...
we talked about it earlier.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to be switching.
Where's Black Space right now?
Right. Black Planet, I mean.
Where's MySpace? They don't exist.
In the ether somewhere.
Right. So again, these trends, they go on, you can't let it affect, your mental state.
Yeah. And that's the point of, again, if you're going to get on here, just be authentic. You don't give about what nobody think. Post you, it's you and a camera.
Yeah. And do it for yourself.
And do it for yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about like we talked about earlier, man. There is some ignorant ass people in this world. And they go comment just to hear themselves. I'm gonna hear themselves talk, but they go they comment just to see their words, just to kind of get attention.
But didn't you have one? Look, I'm already jumping. I'm already jumping a woman. No, but then you just have, you have everything out there sometimes too, where you just, feel like you need attention and you got to post yourself, out there. I don't know. I know y'all saying the lingerie TikToks as well with women who just post, their body,
But
that's another thing we should talk about in a relationship scope, even that, seeing that. But we're not even going backtrack.
But my only thing with that, though, is that they're doing it to make money. They making money. And I think that when you open that avenue to generate income doing that stuff, people are going to do it.
Yeah, you are.
Let's be honest. If I had a 6-pack and I was ripped and I had muscles, You don't think that I'd be trying to walk around with my shirt off and make money off of it on the internet? Hell yeah, I would. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think I would.
No, I wouldn't let you.
I would. She would let me.
No, I would.
Hey, if she saw that, she would let me. Anyway, but again, like, you know, I think that, you know, even doing that stuff, you know, you still have to keep the mental part of it that, you know, even though I'm showing my body, I have to be comfortable with it. You know, I have to understand that people are potentially going to body shame me. I have to potentially be anticipating people saying that I'm ugly. Like, those comments are going to come because people are miserable. Yeah. And they're going to try and make you miserable too.
They will, but you have to have a certain, you know, you have to be confident in yourself. Yeah. Again, even with the latest news with bullying and things, you know, my mother used to, you know, grandmother taught me a saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
These young generations don't know.
You know, I live behind that. Yeah. You know, really, I don't let what people say define me. Yeah. You know, again, because it has no value, you know, to me. You know, constructive criticism.
Yeah. But the other side of that too is, and we kind of talked about this the other day, you know, sticks and stones is great, but it's another level now. Like when we were in school, again, you might get bullied at school, but when you got home, you was good. You ain't had to worry about that. Right. Nowadays, these kids are getting bullied 24/7.
They are.
They getting inbox. They getting, you know, they getting comments posted on their stuff. You know, so it's a different level of harassment and bullying going on now. Definitely. And I think that, you know, the sticks and stones thing has kind of gone out the door. I don't think that people teach their kids that stuff anymore.
And again, that's the thing, you know, again, you know, this generation coming in has adapted to more of an emotional, you know, level. Everything's emotionally connected. So again, you have to kind of, you know, build up a wall. Again, know yourself, know your purpose. Know your value, for one. That's the key. Yeah. Know your value. Yeah. Know your worth. Once you have all those principles, you'll be undefeatable.
No doubt.
You know, again, because it'll be, you know, just like a shield against the world. Yeah.
So I think the other side of that too is that when you get to a point where you feel that it's overwhelming, that you talk to somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Whether it's a parent, a friend, you know, shit, even if it's somebody on social media, you know, or just kind of communicate, because a lot of times, you know, and I'm really bad at this, you know, I internalize all the stress and stuff that I go through. I very rarely, even like with Toya, as close as we are, I very rarely communicate certain things to her. I always internalize it and deal with it myself.
Well, we can't have that.
But again, I mean, that's how I deal with, you know, my issues, you know what I mean? And I'm comfortable with that. Yeah. You know, as long as it doesn't get to a point where it's overwhelming to me, then, you know, it's good. Yeah. But once you get to that point where you feel it's overwhelming, don't be, you know, again.
Or step back, you know.
Our community is really bad about reaching out, talking to, you know, therapists, you know, stuff like that. You know, especially Black men, you know, we've always been taught to, you know, just deal with it, man up. You know what I mean? It's okay if you need to talk to somebody.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And understand. And again, I just said this on my TikTok. You know, we had a situation over the weekend at work where, you know, coworker had a mental breakdown. And luckily, nobody was hurt in the situation. You know what I mean? But he recognized that he was in that situation and he needed the help. And he had, in my opinion, he had the guts to get the help. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Which was huge. A blessing in itself.
Yeah, no doubt.
But again, like I said, sometimes you just have to kind of like, again, step back.
Yeah.
And with social media being kind of like you know, in our faces all day long. You got to kind of get back to reality a little bit. Question. And kind of just step aside, take a break. Yeah. Because again, when you got to realize what you're on social media for. And we got to the algorithm again, change your algorithm to positive things. There are tools on the videos where you can put not interested. You do not have to see negative things. Right. And again, your algorithm learns you, so only look at positive things. When you put things in your search bar, you could put motivational topics, or you can train your algorithm to run through exactly what you want. So again, learn to take control.
Yeah, for sure.
Learn to take control.
For sure. And I think a lot of people don't take the time to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say this.
What?
I go back and forth with a lot of Trump people.
Well, that's what I say. You get political.
So,
get crazy.
One of the things that you just said that a lot of people I don't think take advantage of is that I'm not interested button.
Yeah. Listen. Please, I started using it, y'all. I'm blocking.
Protect your mental health.
If I don't want to see you, you're going off.
Protect your mental health.
Yeah.
Take that, put that not interested. I like seeing the Trump stuff because I like to argue with them because it just helps time go by. Because some of the stuff that they say are, we're not going to
ignorant.
Anyway, but again,
I think this kind of, go ahead.
Yeah, but do you kind of wrapping this up as far as the mental health part of it? Do you feel that social media causes more depression and anxiety than before it was out? Well, we've had the ability to experience life before social media, and now we're living in the social media area. Do you feel that it causes more anxiety and depression?
Definitely, because again, I've experienced anxiety and depression much from social media. Every time we have a world crisis, it's right in your face. I'm going to it because number one, you're going to get it instantly, the information. So again, you have to put everything in perspective. Some things you hear is not the truth.
Yeah, no doubt. You have to be very careful.
So don't get tricked.
That's why it's so important that you actually look into stuff.
And again, it's all about still programming your algorithm.
Because, and again, I tell Toya this all the time. I can put a video out and I can sound convincing as hell.
Definitely.
It don't mean that what I'm saying is
deception.
True.
It's a lot of that. And I hate that too. I hate when, you just have deceptive content because again, that's just like a salesperson trying to trick you into something or, just something else. But which also leads me to kind of conclude this with in finding your purpose and going, with all we talked about, social media originated kind of, again, it stemmed from going back to a communication tool.
Yeah.
Because it was so raw and, just new.
Yeah.
Instead of a visual, video type thing.
It was made, I think, to as a way to create a community of your friends and family that you don't see every day and they can be a part of your, and again, that may be wrong, but that's kind of how I looked at why it was created. Just so you can kind of communicate with your friends and family across the country, the world,
Right. But all in all, I would just think that you can also just use it for entertainment purposes.
No question.
So again, all of this we talked about, even with the making money and just using it for some type of, value and you being out there, you do not have to post anything.
No question.
You do not have to be on social media.
And like my daughter,
have privacy.
Yeah.
You do not have to even. Again, it's crazy because our younger our children, to say that they should be the ones out there. I think we kind of are the ones who grew up with it. So, we're more open to do things. Right. So again, with them, they don't even want to really be on there. They kind of don't even have profiles. They only dip in, dip out. They know how to control it.
Yeah, the only thing that Destiny has is TikTok. And I think she uses that mainly for like baking stuff. You know what I mean? Getting recipes and stuff like that. Yeah. So again, I think that there are a lot of people that do not use social media.
Right.
They're not into it like that.
Yeah.
Which is good, but again, What do you use it? What's your purpose of it?
Right. Yeah. So that's what I feel like. Again, social media is for entertainment purposes. Don't take it so seriously.
Yeah. I mean, take it serious, but don't take it serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't take it serious.
There's so many advantages of it that you can, if you take it serious to the point where you utilize it, take it serious that way. All of the internet tough guys and girls and all the ignorant ass people laugh at their asses because guess what?
Take it all in, stride.
They clowns. Yeah. They trying to get attention because they probably, didn't have no friends in high school. You know what I mean?
That could be a thing too. I ain't had no friends in high school either.
Stop lying.
But I put myself out there. That's just me. Y'all didn't know me anyway. You know what? That way. I'm just playing.
You really gonna sit here and act like you ain't have no friends?
That's another subject. So, that,
y'all ever seen anybody as beautiful as that not have friends in high school?
Baby, the beautiful ones are the loners.
I ain't never met a beautiful woman in high school that didn't have friends. Never. Even going through my kids, all the pretty little girls, all of them have friends.
We'll get back to that. That's a good topic for the next discussion.
No, I'm playing.
Okay.
But I do want to ask you guys one question before we go ahead and close out here. What's your personal limit of what you would post on the internet? What's too far? What do you guys think is crossing the line of what you would post on the internet?
Yeah.
Go ahead and leave your comments in the comment section. Let us know what you guys, think about that.
Yeah.
And then we'll go ahead and go from there.
Yeah. But again, don't forget to follow us on YouTube if you want to see more episodes like this, and you can go back. We're all the way up to
episode 7.
Episode 7. We're up to
episode 7.
Yeah, 7 episodes in. Again, we're trying to keep. We're going to keep this going.
Oh, no doubt.
Again, check us on all of our platforms. We post snippets. So again, if you don't get to check out the whole episode, you can go on TikTok and you can check out 1-minute clips on what the debate is about.
Yeah.
Some of them are funny, some of them are serious. You'll get a good insight on what the podcast has been about.
Right. You can also go on YouTube, and where our actual podcast video is, you can go to the YouTube shorts and you'll see a bunch of clips.
Yeah.
So that if you don't want to necessarily watch a whole hour and 30 minutes, Mom. If you don't want to watch a whole hour and 30 minutes, Mom, go watch the YouTube shorts. You can kind of see what's going on.
And again, I know we're trying to, some of them are long, some of them are short. But again, once you're in conversation, that's good conversation. You just keep going on.
It's called Conversations Over Coffee for a reason.
So if you have time, you could just, again, if you don't want to watch the video, you can pop in the audio. You could pop in your earphones. This is a podcast.
Yeah. Don't forget,
it's not a visual thing.
Don't forget, we're on Spotify now too.
Right. Our voices are here for you to, again, just while you're at work, pop it in, sitting at home, cooking, put it on, listen, engage.
All my UAW plant people, I know y'all be in that plant bored as hell.
While you're at
work. Go ahead and throw your earbuds in because you already got them in, even though you ain't supposed to.
Yeah.
Go ahead and throw the podcast on. You got an hour and a half. I know.
That's right.
You got an hour and a half. So go ahead and check us out.
Yes, but thanks you guys for watching.
One more thing, leave some comments of what you guys would like us to talk about in the future.
Yeah.
We're looking for some ideas. We've got a bunch of ideas. Again, we are going to be trying to get some guests going on. We have a bunch lined up.
Yeah.
We just got to go ahead and coordinate it and make it happen.
Yeah, we'll make an announcement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.